Hey there. It's almost 2 in the morning, Tuesday night. Not going to work tomorrow. I took part of my annual leave. But a year ago, my Uncle Willie passed away. My uncle went from having a wonderful, successful career in New York City at the United Nations, I believe, actually, to spoiling his retirement on a gambling addiction he had, developing diabetes, having his legs amputated, and then passing away in the Philippines. And at this point last year, not only was I guess, dad in Florida already, but my mom was getting ready to leave for the Philippines the next day, um, which would precipitate probably the biggest tragedy I've personally had to deal with. Um, I say that to still give thanks in a really weird way, in that you don't know what you have until you lost, whatever, that's cliche, but in the sense of, if you haven't gotten to that point with you or your family, if you have relatives, if you've experienced tragedy during these holidays, don't use it to memorialize or grieve over the loss, but to treasure what you had and still have, to appreciate the people who are still in your life, the family, the friends, whether it's by fate or by choice. Um, Still an opportunity to move forward, which I'm hoping to do this year, because it's been almost a year. And I'm sure a lot of people in my family were wondering how we were going to make it even to the next day. Um, Even my mother, I'm sure. Um, and especially as an artist, it's kind of like when things like that happen and you're like, well, how is what I'm doing making a difference? It's understanding how and realizing that it still does. The work that I've done might have started a conversation, might have made someone stop to think about something with the production I did for the Fringe Festival with Pinoy American Tale. Um, you never know, and that's both the greatest blessing and the biggest curse of being in kind of the artistic and cultural sector, is that you don't know. There isn't stuff to measure quantifiably. I mean, there is if you have a large enough sample, but in terms of immediate cause and effect of particular experience, an event, and piece, unless you've got a study down, and even that requires funding, and the arts is struggling for funding to begin with. It's like, how do you know? And you don't. You just have to trust and believe and to know. Um, that being said, this is probably another one of my longer vlog entries. But again, I do this entry even though starting off from a point of loss and grief. Um, Still giving thanks for what I do have and for the people who are in my life, who choose to be in my life, and who I choose to be in my life as well. Because it's got to be reciprocal. If it's not, then um, so anyway, on that note, hopefully this will go live sooner than the others. And again, regardless of what we go through, just as long as we take things day by day and are grateful and thankful and appreciate what we still have, it'll get better. Until next time.